younger. Run away and embrace the day. The sun is out, won't go away. Feel the clouds on your shoulder. Touch the sky, feeling bolder. Going out, going all the way. Going out, yeah, 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 yeah. Going out, going all the way. Going out.
So we're out ice fishing now. Let's set up the trap. First thing I like to do is shovel off all the snow. I always like to shovel away the snow for two reasons. One, if you're fighting a fish, you've got a clean area to work with. And two, as the wind's coming down the lake, you can shovel all the snow to the upwind side so it doesn't blow into the hole and it keeps it nice and clean. So let's clean this out and then we'll drill the hole. We got it cleaned. Now let's drill. Now that we've drilled the hole, this is where I like to really fine tune it, clear all the slush away, scoop the hole out, because the less stuff around the hole and actually the less slush in the hole is going to take a longer time to freeze throughout the day, especially where it's kind of cloudy and overcast. You're not going to have actually much sun time on the hole, so it's going to tend to freeze around the trap. Now let's set the trap up right. I'm using jack trap, big bob traps. I live in the county in northern Maine, so we tend to get a lot of snow, a lot of ice. This allows me to get down the hole below the ice, and or if there's a lot of snow, I'll be able to see the flag up above the snow. I did something last video and I don't know how much it actually transposed into the video. But a common problem I see with a lot of people is setting the depth. They'll set the depth, you know, with a regular depth sounder, they catch a fish and then they gotta do it all over again. Some people use bobbers to kind of hold that depth. My great-grandfather taught my dad, which would be his grandfather. It's kind of hard to see maybe, but let me bring it closer to the camera for you. What I do is I put a button on the line, and that allows me to slide it so when I set my depth. Since we're fishing for pike, we're gonna fish about a foot to 3 feet off the bottom. I've alternated my traps between dead bait right on the bottom and then my 3 live traps with actual bait that is swimming anywhere between 1 feet and 3 feet off the bottom. Hopefully they're cruising. So this whole time I'm doing this right, I got the button in my hand and I'm just sliding the line down. We're going down, we're going down. Right here in this trap, we're probably in about 60 feet of water. What I did is I put my traps in a line. I'm kind of chasing the drop off. So this will be my deepest trap. And then the closest one to where I have my shack is probably in about 20 feet of water. So, line's gone slack. So I'm gonna take this button, I'm gonna take it right down to the water. Of course, I pulled the weight off the bottom, just till that line gets tight, and then I'm gonna come up. So that'd be my depth, right? Right on the bottom. But you gotta remember, you gotta calculate for the trap to the reel. So that's about the trap to the reel. So now, if I wound this up to the reel, I would be right on bottom, but I don't wanna be on bottom, right? So then I'm gonna come up off the bottom. That's pretty good. That's about 2 feet or so. Let that down. Now let's set the trigger on the trap. For anybody that hasn't been ice fishing, there is, get this closer. There is, on the back of this trap, there's a little lever, and you can see on this right here, this is going to hit this and knock that over. When that does, down here on the trap, there's a little tang holding the flag. So when you actually, fish takes it, flag goes up, you run like crazy, stumble and fall because you've had too many beers today, and then hopefully catch the fish. So now, I'm gonna wind this line right up. Wind that up with my button right here, so as soon as it peels it off, it doesn't catch on the line, and this is set, so I get one full rotation of the line before it trips the flag. What we're using today, big ass fucking pond shiners, right? Trying to catch big fish, big bait. Pike will pretty much eat anything. They're predator fish. When I hook this, I hook it right below the dorsal fin, nice and easy, and I push that hook all the way through, so that way when the fish takes it, you'll actually get a piece of the hook. I know some people like to hold the hook in there so they don't, maybe feel the barb right off. I've lost a lot of fish that way. That's just my personal belief. Everybody's different, right? So now we're gonna send this line down as soon as that shiner likes to cooperate there and actually go down the hole, because I'm trying not to let him spin the line in the hole and tangle, because he's circling the hole but not actually going down. All right, now he's actually got down below the hole. Now start sinking it. Some people send it right down. I like to kind of control it, right? Fish can drown. I know bait's not that expensive relative to, a snowmobile and all the other gear, but right, maybe you're somewhere where you're an hour, 2 hours away from bait, or you're in the middle of the lake and you're by yourself. Well, how are you gonna get bait? You're gonna have to pull up all your traps, pick up all your shit. So conserving bait, not drowning it, and taking your time, right, can maybe extend your fishing day, especially if you are catching fish, right? Or just plan ahead and buy a shitload of bait and you're fine. Personal preference, I guess. But nothing makes you feel bad about a day. You get to the end of the day, you get a fucking 3 dozen shiners left and no fish to fucking talk about. So I like to buy, normally what I need, knowing different lakes, right? How much bait I'm going to use, if it's going to be very flag happy, or I'm just going to be, trying to chase 1 or 2 flags. So now we're going to set the flag. Still taking our time putting the trap down in the water, making sure that line doesn't come off the reel. Now we wait for that magical flag to go up.